Hi, I'm Jay. Welcome to It's a Hard Mulch Life. So I started this channel because I had never gardened before. And 2 months ago, I decided I'm going to make a garden. And then a friend of mine said, you should create a YouTube channel and show some people the different things that you had trouble doing. Maybe if they want to start a garden, it could help them. So I thought, okay, why not? If people want to view, if it helps somebody, that's fantastic. And if you got any of you gardeners out there who are really heavy duty gardeners, if I am royally screwing something up, please tell me. I have made some grand mistakes, and I think I've had some pretty good successes too. So I'm very excited, and I'm really happy with what's been going on because I've never tried to grow anything before in my life. So this is all brand new to me. And any advice anyone can give, I am open to all of it. And if you're brand new trying to start a garden and don't know if you can or if you should, let me tell you, if I can do it, you can do it. Trust me. So this first video, I wasn't really trying to film anything. I was just showing family and friends what was going on. So it's vertical, sorry. But the videos going after that get to be horizontal like they're supposed to be. I'll do an introductory video and tell a little bit more about me and my background later on. But first, I hope you enjoy it. This is kind of the background of how the garden started and what motivated me to do it. I just got tired of sitting in front of a computer all the time and I wanted to do something with nature. So hope you guys like it.
It's a hard mulch life for me. It's a hard mulch life for you.
So recently I got into gardening. Now, I have never been a gardener. My mother is the gardener, and she has a fantastic green thumb and has always had wonderful plants all around the house since I was a kid. However, recently, I do so much work on the computer and I'm always running around building things or little monsters or whatever that I haven't had time to really get in touch with nature, as dumb as that sounds. People say go touch grass or go sit on the beach or something like that. Well, I really haven't done that. But I wanted to show you some stuff that I've been working on because I'm kind of proud of it. We'll start with the first two that I did. Let's walk over this way. So I started with these two metal beds that I got off Temu. I was on Temu messing around, and they had these two beds for like next to nothing, really. It was like $30 for these two beds. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to give this a try. It was like late February, and I discovered soon I was way too late, way too behind everything because I started growing seeds. And apparently I should have done that in January. Well, you learn by doing because you've never done it before. Well, anyway, hang on. So these are my first two beds. And I've got, back here in the corner, we've got little broccolis. We have got some different basils and parsleys. And these are lettuce plants. And some of these lettuce plants are getting pretty big, especially coming from seeds. Some cucumbers. And I didn't think at first this entire bed was going to grow because my dog got into it. Now over here, this one's got a little bit more. We've got several tomato plants, more parsley, some garlic back there. And the reason I put a lot of the parsley and basil and garlic and stuff in these beds is because I read that helps deter certain insects. So those are the two beds that I started with. And then I started getting kind of addicted. I said, this is kind of fun. Let's see what else I can do. So then I started growing potatoes, which potatoes I had no idea were so easy to grow. You can buy them in the store and the packet's ready to grow, or you can just cut up some potatoes you have lying around the house and then they'll root on their own, right? Well, check these out. So I started bag growing them, right? These are basically just, they're just felt bags, really. This isn't a potato. This is a cucumber, but it's just sitting next to the potatoes. And this is a terracotta pot that's filled with water with the plug on the bottom plugged so that the water leaches into the soil. It's called an orla, but I made my own for these particular guys. And this pot I thought actually died. I didn't think it was going to grow at all. And then yesterday I found that little guy hanging out. And then next to it, I've got a 5-gallon bucket, which is a food-safe plastic bucket full of tomato plants and another little terracotta watering system. Now, these guys, these are my potatoes. Check those guys out. I'm so psyched that these things are growing like they are. It's gotten me even more jazzed. This guy back here was one of the slower growers as well, but look at all these guys popping up in here. How cool is that? I don't know if you guys are really into this kind of stuff, but I just wanted to share because I'm really super proud of it. So after the two original containers and the grow bags, I had this old container that I got from from Lidl when it used to be in Havelock. And I never put it together. It's like 5 or 6 years ago when everything was on lockdown and the very first year of lockdown. So I think it was 2020. Well, I didn't ever put it together. My wife was always like, "Are you ever going to put that thing together?" I said, one of these days, probably. And then I decided, now I need to put it together. Ironically, I had lost some of the parts. Gosh, after 6 years, who would have thought? But I put it together and I rigged some parts up because I had tons of plastic and supplies from building things and made new corner brackets for it. Well, here, check it out. So these are some lettuce plants, obviously. We thought we killed them. A really, really hot day a few weeks ago. And Becky closed the top because she was trying to keep the dog out of it before we had a fence put up. And everything got fried, got sun fried. And this is another little orla. This is actually really a real proper orla. These are bell peppers, these two guys here. I'm hoping the two in the back will come back to life, but they did die along with the lettuce in the back. But we've got a couple little pieces of lettuce here popping up, another little orla right there. And over here, I used strips of styrene plastic and heat formed them to the shape of the corners so that I could slide them in and fix what I had lost. So the whole thing kind of looks like this. So yeah, I mean, not everything has survived. Some things, as you can tell in the other two beds, didn't grow, obviously. But hey, a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so we got over here. This is a strawberry plant, and we did buy this one already grown, but we are germinating several things, and I'll show you the growing station in a minute. Another little watering orla. And these tomato plants are really starting to look good. Matter of fact, I've got to get frames for them or they're going to start flopping over. And that's these two guys here in the beginning with their own little watering pots. And then this guy on the end is a raspberry bush. And he's getting too big for this. As you can see, he's starting to kind of push up out of the soil. And he's got a couple of bad spots on him. I'm going to have to check and see what those are. But we're going to transplant him probably into a big container like this. Right now, Becky just put one of her plants in here right now because it needs to have a lot of sun. But in addition to the vegetables, which we've got a whole bunch of stuff, we also have flowers and have just started having a lot of fun with it. So I wanted to do some flowers. Thought it would be fun to have them. Flowers are great for bringing pollinating bugs and stuff around. And it's been interesting. My mother gave my daughter some lilies, and we went and bought some marigolds and a few other things and kind of populated them around. And Becky's put a couple of other plants in here that we got from a swap, one of the swaps they had in Havelock. So check this out. So here is the first bed. Now we've got some flowers who are dying off with some more buds that are getting ready to bloom. So a couple of them look kind of dingy right now. But I'm just really psyched at how good they're doing. I mean, look at that. It's beautiful. This one had, that one right there had a dead flower on it about a week or so ago. And then this one bloomed with all the rain we had. I don't remember what she planted back there, but these are all real pretty. And these are the lilies. Look how tall this guy has got. Look at that guy in the back there. Got some more marigolds right here, more of the purple ones that Becky picked out. And this guy here, we've got a couple of bulbs that are still germinating right there that are now finally starting to make some movement. And this guy in the back is doing well. I always thought it was so hard to do this. And I always thought it was a lot of work. And don't get me wrong, it's a lot of work. But it's really enjoyable. So I've really enjoyed coming out in the mornings before I go to work and checking on everybody and seeing how they're doing. Deciding if I needed to close the lettuce container or if I need to leave it open. It's very rewarding. I mean, over the years, I spent a lot of time making different kinds of art, creating different projects, and always feeling very rewarded with what I created. But doing this kind of stuff, it's a different kind of rewarding because you kept something alive. You grew something. I mean, our ancestors did it all the time, but I grew up in the 70s and the 80s. I grew up with blockbuster movies and monsters and Rob Bottin and John Carpenter and Stan Winston and all those guys. And that's what I wanted. But as I've gotten older, I really enjoy. I won't say it's the simpler thing because that is not correct at all. I enjoy getting a little more down to earth. I think that's a better way of saying it. Let me show you one more thing and then I'll let you go. So again, off of Temu, I got some of these really inexpensive LED solar lights so that when I come out here in the morning, I can pop these guys on and I can see as I'm working around the garden and seeing if anybody needs to be watered or anything. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed showing you. I'm real proud of it. So hopefully you got something out of it. Maybe you should try a little garden on your own. I've even started doing things at my desk at work. And I tell you what, it's nice when you have a rough day when you can, sorry about the air conditioner. It's nice when you have a rough day when you can look over at something kind of pretty. And in my case, in flowering pots that I built in my computer and 3D printed. It's nice. I encourage you to try it. You guys take care. I'll be back with more stuff soon, I promise. To show you the growing station that I said I would show you in the video, so here's a quick one. This is the growing station. We're growing all kinds of things right now from, let's see, I can't read. From pumpkin to cantaloupe to strawberries. Back here we've got more marigolds because they love to attract all the pollinating insects. We've got tons of stuff in here that I can't read, but everything is growing and growing. This is new stuff. This is going to be where some of the sunflowers are. And we've got some grapevines and things like that growing in there. Same thing here. This is a new tray because what's in that's already been moved. Got some stuff in here. We got a sick little guy here. I'm hoping it's just that his stem is too weak and he needs a little bit more water. We got some stuff from the shout out to Havelock High School for their FFA. They were doing some collecting donations and giving out little free plants. So Becky and I grabbed a few of these. I forget which one this is because the label fell off, but this one over here I think is parsley. And we've got a zucchini back here. And these guys right here, or maybe these are the zucchinis. Maybe these are cucumbers and that's the zucchini. It's hard at this stage to remember what's what. But anyway, that's the growing station. Hope you guys like it.
Planting, gardening, best we can do.